August 20th, 2025, we're replacing the radiator in this 98 3500 Chevrolet Express passenger van, 5.7 liter. I wasn't going to make a video on this, but I guess it'd help somebody. I'm trying to get finished working on this thing, and I just wasn't going to mess with a video today. But like everything else, it's aggravating, of course. The thermostat housing down there is hard to get to, but the bolts holding the thermostat housing in are 13 millimeter. There's one nut on top of this that holds that ground wire on right there. Don't know if you can see it good or not, but anyway, it holds the ground wire on. This is 14 millimeter. You got to disconnect all those little wires and everything to get to it. We're not going to replace that top radiator hose yet. Hopefully we won't have to. We'll have to take all that mess back apart. This shroud doesn't want to come out. I might be able to get it up out of the way, but we're going to try to work. This is holding it as wide as that shroud is. I just cannot. I haven't been able to get it out from around there. I'm going to get Frank to help me hold that thing out and try to work the radiator back in. And this one has oil cooling lines on this side and transmission cooling lines on this side. That's the reason I was leaking while placing it, because that top transmission cooler line was leaking, and I was trying to repair it, and all of a sudden water started coming out of it. So something broke on the inside and let water come into the, or oil, or let water come out and leak out where the oil transmission cooler line goes in to cool. This is a new radiator, $210 with tax. It comes with all the fittings. It does have a drain cock on it. It comes with these fittings for the transmission pipe. The fittings for the oil lines over there, you just stick them in and then put the clamp on them. I hope those, I hadn't taken those off yet. Hopefully they just, I don't have to have this part. I'm taking them out, but hopefully I won't have to have that part on both sides, because it's a new O-ring there. Maybe, hopefully these will come with that when I take this top off. Let's see. This isn't going to be the best video. Yeah, okay, we can just stick those in, and that clamp's already in there, so that'll work. But hopefully that'll help y'all a little bit. What else you need? You need a 10 millimeter to take all this stuff off. Let's see. What else can I tell you? Like I said, getting to this stuff is a lot of the problem, of course. The thermostat. Make sure you get that thermostat in the right way. Let me turn this off, find the old thermostat. I've already got the new thermostat in, and show you. Make sure the temperature thing goes down into the intake. It doesn't stick it up. I've seen people install them with it stuck up. Let me see if I can find it and show it to you. Yeah, make sure this end is up, pointing into the thermostat housing, and this end is down. See, this is the temperature. That spring there controls whether the door opens or closes. This one was working. The door may not open and close now because I have boogered it up. But anyway, that opened that door as that temperature changes. But that goes down into the intake manifold. Don't turn it up this way. It will not open. Okay, let's turn it off and see what else I need to tell you. I did use some anti-seize on that thermostat housing bolts, so those bolts won't fuse into the intake and then strip off, break off inside the intake. What else? Anything else? I don't know. I'll think about it, and then I'll show a video with this maybe a little bit after we get it back in and sealed up, and of course after we crank it and check it for leaks. Okay, we got everything back together. I didn't show a lot of this video. Getting those oil coolant lines back in was very aggravating. It's a lot more difficult than it should have been. Same thing over here on these transmission coolant lines. So anyway, we got that done. We're going to back it out and put water in it. We're not going to put water in it. We don't want to lose water in here again. It's a mess to clean up. So we're going to back it out, put water in it. I'm not going to put any antifreeze in it because I'm planning on flushing it. I'm going to put some distilled water in it and see if it leaks, see if the oil and transmission fluids leak, and go from there. Then probably park it up the hill. Even if it is leaking, I'm not planning on bringing it back in today, maybe until tonight, sleeping it. But if there's a problem, I'm probably going to park it up the hill for a couple of weeks. I'm done with messing with this junk for a while. I need to get in the road, go in one of the vans, one of those other vans, take a chance on the 2019 or go in mine, either one. But take a break and do something, go get some video on the road somewhere. Okay, so far I had to tighten this upper radiator hose just a hair. It was dripping. I haven't seen any other leaks, oil or transmission fluid, which is good, so far at least. We put 2.5 gallons of water in, and we've got water in the reservoir. We've put the pressure cap on, so this thing ought to be warmed up. Thermostat ought to have opened, but when it swallows, we'll see how much water it takes from the reservoir. There's the temperature. It's not all the way up yet. It's at not quite at normal operating temperature yet. So it's thermostat hadn't opened yet. I said, new thermostat, new radiator. We didn't replace upper or lower radiator hoses, water pump, tensioner or pulley, any of that stuff. But if we end up keeping this and putting it on the road long term for ourselves, we'll be changing all of that. I think we're going to need to change the valve cover on this side over here, valve cover gasket. But it is a booger bear. I don't know. I may pay somebody to do it. I am tired of working on these things. But I got center caps for this one. I've got 3 trim rings that came off of that one. I'm going to try to find another trim ring. That way I'd have the center caps and trim rings for this one. My paint job isn't great, but from a distance it looks good. So hopefully, if everything goes okay, air condition should be the only thing we need. Still air and getting the seats cleaned and back in would be the only things, a couple of things. Then tires, minor things to finish back up to get it sold or on the road. Maybe we can start driving it some this afternoon or tomorrow and see how it does. But for right now, this may be a wrap unless we end up with some problems. Well, it did really good coming up the hill. I don't have a mount on that mirror or on the windshield yet for this one. Well, we've got somebody supposed to be coming Saturday that really wants this 98 bad, or says he does. We'll see if he comes or not. Coming from Tennessee, said he'd be here about 6:30 Saturday morning. He gets off work about 1 or 2, I think, and he said his cousin wants this 95. So even if there's a problem on that one today, we're not messing with it. He wants to get interior pictures of these. I'm going to pump up this tire, get it where we can back it out. I said, I don't care if he drives it around here, but like I said, it's going to cut off in about a minute. So if he really wants it, he needs to get it up on the trailer before it cuts off. And then if his cousin comes, or if he wants to drive this one, we'll have this one where he can drive it. I don't have insurance on it, so he don't need to be on the road in it, but he can drive it around the lot here somewhere. But anyway, I think this is going to be a wrap. I don't see anything leaking. It's at operating temperature. We're going to turn it off, and that way pressure is going to build up on the cooling system, and we should find out if it's leaking. I think what we'll do is turn on the heat. Let it circulate through the heater core. I don't know how much this thing holds as far as water, because it's got that rear heating and cooling. It's got another heater core back there somewhere. You got water pipes running to the back. So this is going to hold more water, probably a good gallon more than regular vans. Anyway, well, okay, we're planning on this being a wrap. We're going to get these two cleaned up, pictures on the inside, and send up. Maybe he'll come Saturday morning and get both of them. That would be nice.